Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuhu mbadin Gambian kolu mbadin democracy kanulalo. This is Nyabali again on the issue of the said peacekeepers to Niger, an African country for that matter. Mbadin Gambian kolu mo be ngenta nyin ko condemn la le ko na Gambia sojarolu imanyan tala ikaf monako peacekeeping in Niger. ECOWAS is lying to Africans. ECOWAS is lying to their citizens. I mean, Economic Community of West African States are lying to their citizens. Our leaders are lying to the citizens. They are lying, telling us false stories. They know it, not that they don't know. They know it, and they are lying to the people. African Union, a giant toothless bulldog, if it has a tooth. If it has tooth, it's a bulldog. The bulldog that is the giant, and a giant that is lying and is useless. United Nations is controlled by 5 powers. Now it's been controlled by only 1 power, and there's America. France is dancing to the tune of America. Russia is out because they can't control Russia. China is distant because China is wise and intelligent. They have experienced war, so they don't want to go to war, and China will never go to war. Tell me which country is America going to use in the United Nations UN to go and fight and say peacekeeping? Then UN must be telling people stories. They know when there is war in a country, you send your troops to say they are going to maintain peace. You maintain what is there. What is not there, you don't maintain it. You either create it or you cause it. So our soldiers in the Gambia, they are not going to Niger to maintain peace. They are going to maintain the war in Niger. That is the reality, and that is the truth. If there is war in Niger, you are sending your soldiers to go there to say, we want to make sure we restore the former president, who is now in the hands of the soldiers. If they go there, what could happen? Because the soldiers who are already in control of the power, they know if they are removed from power, they will dance to the tune, they'll be killed. They'll be executed publicly. You think they will spare the president in their hand? They will not, of course, spare him. They will kill the president, and because they know if the outside force succeeds, they will kill them too. So the president in their hand will be killed. So whom are they going to restore the power? Not the former president. The president they want is that we are going to restore to the power. And the French, don't misunderstand me, but the French may be behind this scene. The French are the worst colonizers in the world. Tell me all these Francophone speaking countries or French speaking countries in the world that France has colonized. What legacy, what benefit has France left in these countries? Tell me. Nothing, absolutely. Only their interests they have instituted in these countries. When 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 was in Guinea, he has even told them to be a slave and remain rich and dignity is better than your wealth to make me rich and I remain a slave. He chose to be a slave in freedom than a slave in wealth. The French demolished all their structures. They took all their glories. And when they are going, you know what they did? They went to Senegal and stole their golden tool. They stole all the minerals from Guinea. They took their bauxites. Mali, they took their golds and diamonds away. France is now basking the splendor of Africa. How do we dare send our troops to go and fight our own Africans? When France uses you French-speaking countries like Senegal, the useless President Macky Sall, when France uses you and use your influence to convince Gambia and other African countries to go and fight your own neighbors, remember, if you fight Tunis to restore the former president whose power has been usurped from him, you kill somebody's father, he will sleep, but he will not forget. He will slumber, and he will always remember. He will come for you one day. If you have read the Libyan history, if you have read Egyptian history, if you have read Togolese history, they will tell you how their wars began. We start with General Farouk in 1952. The first African ever coup d'etat that was held down in Africa was in Egypt. Gamal Nasser overthrew Farouk, King Farouk. You go to Togo. Sigoros Olympio was overthrown and assassinated. Go to Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana in those days was so powerful, he wanted Africa to unite, and we have common enemy, we have common currency, we have common head of state, we have common parliament. The Europeans saw that these guys are growing up and they had to intervene. Little French and the French never wanted African countries to come together, because if we have our own resources together, we have our own currency, their currency, the CFA, would have gone down. So they had no way. When they saw that now we have African Union, we have ECOWAS coming up, they had no choice but to join the EU's Euro and then enjoy Euro, and then their CFA was made to keep silence. My fellow Gambians, we still say the Gambian National Army is a disciplined army, is trained and prepared for any war, but they should not go to war with these regions. If they go, Senegal goes, other countries go. If Mali rise up, Guinea rise up, Algeria, Niger, they all rise up. Russia is behind these people. Wallahi, your men and women will not come back. They will finish them. You know where they will keep them? They will drop them in the Saharas. Do you know what is in the Saharas? Those who travel through the Sahara Desert towards Morocco to Europe, the Sahrawis, you know what I'm talking about. All these deserts now are full. They are full to the brim. Mines, explosive weapons are buried everywhere. Guinea Commander Mr. Yankuba Drame, I ask you, do you have a bomb diffusion section in the army that can detect a bomb and defuse that bomb? The bomb, you don't know the year it was fabricated, because you have to detect the bomb first. We have no dogs to detect it. We have no tools to detect it. When you detect a bomb, you must know the year of fabrication. Which country made this bomb? The same thing applies to mines, or mines we call it. If you don't know these things, you find yourself in the midst of these things. In the Sahara Desert, what will happen? The only chance people have in life as a soldier, you have only one chance when you are to defuse a bomb. When you are to defuse a bomb, you only have one chance, simple one chance. Seconds, you are finished. You are in the next world. You dare not to make mistakes. If you want to defuse a bomb, you dare not to make mistakes. And who can guarantee that? You find yourself in the midst of bombs, buried bombs, or lying bombs in the desert. You want to defuse, you have to defuse them because you cannot pass them. You don't know how long they have been there. Anytime they can explode. So you have to defuse them. Who dare to defuse these bombs? Which wires are you going to disconnect? And if you want to risk, then you are gone. You are dead. You must know it, and to know it, you must be trained to defuse the bomb. You have different types of bombs: automatic bombs, nuclear bombs. You have liquid bombs. You have different types of bombs. Libya had all these things, and most of these things were thrown and buried in the deserts, the mines. Are we going there to participate in this war? And we are dropped not in the cities, but in the outskirts of the cities where you have the bombs everywhere. And when the Algerians or the Niger people, they know definitely these are people of the ECOWAS or 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. They have come. They said they have come for peacekeeping. They want to kill our people. When they see you, they will bombard you. They may throw mines on your ways. They may throw bombs on your ways. You may not know because Russia is capable of supporting these countries because Russia is at war with the world. It's at war with Europe. It's at war with the world. The only part of the world that Russia is not at war with is Africa. If Africans are to rise up against each other, those who are in the good books of Russia, they will support them. And if they support them, Mali is already there. Guinea is already there. And other African countries. So they have every sophisticated weapons to defend Algeria, to defend Niger, to defend themselves. So our men are not ready to go to war. Don't force our men to go to war. Because if you send them to go to war, when they go, they will die in the war. I don't want to lose my brother and my sister. You don't want to lose your brother and your sister either. So do we have to allow our men and women to go to war and fight and die there? No, that's not the solution. That's not the way. We don't want it. So we must stop. Let's talk to our president, Adam Barrow, that don't send our men to war. They are not trained, they are not prepared for the war. They have all the trainings, but to go to this war in Niger, they are not prepared for it. 1 week ultimatum given to Algeria, Niger, to hand over the power, and then when the president whose power has been usurped is in the hands of the soldiers, you want to send the peacekeepers. What are you going to maintain there? No peace, because there's war. You want to go and maintain war. You don't want to go and maintain peace. There is no peace in that country. What is there is what you maintain. What is not there, you bring it or you install it or you institute it. So our men are not going to Niger to maintain peace. They are going to maintain war. And if you're going to maintain war, you must be ready to fight. And to fight as a soldier, you must be ready to die. Do you want to die, our men and women? Surely no. If all of us see death coming, we will all run away. And we will run like supersonics, just to escape death. We will only be trapped by death unexpectedly, but nobody wants to die. It may remind us one of the songs of Bob Marley. We all want to go to heaven, but we don't want to die. Imagine an old man. You tell an old man, look at gray hairs on your head. He doesn't like it. He wants to see his hairs black. But he wants to live long. And to live long, you must grow old. And if you grow old, you must have gray hairs. But nobody wants to have gray hairs on their head. Everyone wants to have black hairs on your head to see you as young as you are. But no, age does not permit. Africa, it is time for us to rise up now, African youth. Let us rise up against our leaders. Let's tell them the fact. Let's make sure Africa is organized. Africa is led by intellectuals. Africa is led by honest people, sincere and honest people. If not, these grandfathers who are staying in power and few of our undesirable elements, Africa will not develop. We will not go anywhere. We are warning the president of the Gambia that for God and heaven's sake, don't send our men to Niger and our men and women to Niger. If you send them, they may perish. Remember, not only soldiers who will go, the soldiers, the police, the customs, the immigration, the drug squad, the NIA, the paramilitary, all these 8 security sectors in the Gambia, they always do selection, and then they send their men to the National Army, who will be just do some rehearsals and then prepare to go to war. Most of these people never use AK-47, MC-47, MC-24. They don't use the mortars. They don't use the frog fighters. They don't use the sled fields. Perhaps only the pistol they handle, which is only 1 round. Not even 6 round, 12 round pistol they have. Very few have that one. When you trigger one, before you trigger one, you have to it has to take you 1 or 2 minutes. Let's not send our men to war. Adam Barrow, don't do it. In fact, the worst thing that happened is they will prepare men and women who are in the bad books of the president. This is going to be, if they are going to send our men and women, it's going to be based on tribalism now. They are going to select the tribes that is in their bad books to send them to war, to distance them from the Gambia government. And the first batch that will go, they want to make sure they are all dead. Because you are going to a country, you don't even know their geography. You don't even know their population. You don't know the number of tribes in that country, ethnic groups in that country. You don't even speak their language. I would remind you the story of one of my brothers who went to Afghanistan. My fellow Gambians, we are not saying the Gambian National Army is not prepared and is not worthy of going to war. GNA, Gambian National Army of this 21st century, one of the most trained, intelligent, and rational soldiers you can find in the continent of Africa. They are very prepared to go any war. Logically, they are prepared. But technically, are they prepared? This is the question. GNA, we have no zone, we have no section in the National Army today in the Gambia. That is called the bomb diffusion section. It's not there. It's not there. Who wants to risk your life? No one wants to risk your life. To die because you want to die for the nation. No. You want to die as a martyr. You want to die like as Solo Sunday. You want to die like Solo Koroman. Those African, just Gambian heroes. But you don't want to die like 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒆𝒔 Basanya. And no one wants to die like the rebels being butchered in Katong of the Gambia. Urambadi Gambia soldier trentale, they have the intelligence, they have the innate, they have the energy, they have the zeal, they have the courage, they have the paraphernalia of leadership to make sure they can combat, they can fight anywhere they are sent to. But the thing is, should we go to war with Russia, with Mali, with Guinea, with Algeria, with Niger, and the civilian population of these countries? Gambia should not go. We should not allow our men and women to be sent to this war zone. They are not going there to maintain peace. There is no peace. If there is no peace, how can you go and maintain peace? You go and there is war. You want to go and maintain war. That is the truth. The Gambia government wants to make sure they participate in maintaining war in Niger if they are going. Senegal wants to go because Senegal wants to destabilize the zone so that Macky Sall can stay longer in the power and he can cancel the Senegal elections. Macky Sall is ready to make sure the Senegal election coming is cancelled. Any move to cancel that one, that's what he's up to. When he sent his troops to Niger, and there what they will say is, during election time, they say the region is not stable. So election is pushed. That is what Macky Sall is trying to do. And he told a number already maybe that let's send our men. When worst comes to worst, election time, we say the sub-region is not stable. No elections. We can't conduct elections in such an atmosphere of of political turmoil. This might be the plan of African leaders now, because they don't want to leave power. So they want to send their men to the war, and then they declare the war is declared in Africa, and then they will stay in power and continue to muzzle and change our constitution in their own favor. Because the moment they stayed over their time, so they won't go again. They will stay there until there is peace. When would they say there is peace in the sub-region? Never. The peace will never come, because they are the cause of the war. And then, as long as you are the trumpet, or you are the drum beater who keeps the stick under his foot, the stick will never be seen. The trumpeters will always keep the veil under their feet, and when that veil is there, nobody will see that veil. And at the end, what will happen is they will say there is no music, there is war, we cannot conduct elections. That is what they will say. So we are going to remain in the hands of dictators again. We hate to see soldiers ruling that money the administration of the countries. But what should happen? The civilians should be prepared to face the dictators. But if the dictators turn against the civilians, killing the civilians, and these civilians have their sons and daughters and their husbands and fathers and mothers in the army, what will happen next? The army will come back and revenge to the government. That is one of the causes of coup d'etats in Africa. Tell me, in Europe, how many coups have been declared in Europe or in Americas? Maybe out of every 50 years, only one, maybe, if there were. But Africa, every week, every month, there is rehearsals. These rehearsals are called subversive movements, coups and counter-coups. In Africa, West Africa becomes a sleeping house for all military coup d'etats. Na sojaro niye ki Niger, Adama Barrow will overstay in power. Macky Sall will overstay in power. And all other presidents who are serving now will overstay and overstay in power. Is that what we want? I don't surely know. We want to progress now. But as long as we have allowed these colonizers to meddle and interfere in the African politics, then therefore African leaders are shameless. Because they don't love their countries, they don't love their citizens. Any African leader who loves your country will love to see the progress of your country. Serve 2 terms and step down for somebody who comes again and take over where you stop. Be an advisor to the person, and we progress and we go ahead. But you want to stay for the rest of your life and you institute your son or your daughter? Is that the Africa we want? Africa is not like somebody's home. It's our home. So when we have a home, we have division of labor. And that division of labor, we have to make sure we change leadership. Gambia National Army is a very trained and disciplined army. Very brave, very intelligent, very smart boys, men and women in uniform there. I respect the Guinea. I respect the 8 security sectors in the Gambia. They are well trained, well prepared for anything. But do we have to go to war in Niger? Is the question still. Gambia army should not go to war. Let's not send our men to war. If they go to war, we may lose them. Fathers, mothers of the Gambia, let's not allow our soldiers to be sent to war. The war is of no benefit to the Gambia. Neither Kelo Niger, because they will kill our men and women. Let's not allow our husbands, our mothers, our wives, our fathers to be sent to war. If our country is at war, they will fight, and we will have people to join and help them to fight. But to go and attack somebody's country because they are destabilized, that is not our cup of tea. We have our own problem in the Gambia. Unconstitutionality, dictatorship, tyranny, brutality, corruption, nepotism, tribalism in the Gambia. We cannot solve that for ourselves. We want to go and solve someone else's problem. What is wrong with our cocoa, our heads? Where is our cerebrum? Is it sealed that we cannot think and see what is happening? Or what's about to happen?